An old 1994 model KLX 300 and the owner converted it to fuel injection in his garage about 18 years ago, way before the manufacturers began to do so. And the Kermit green machine gets along just fine. I love seeing old dirt bikes like this, showing you don't need the latest and greatest to have fun in the dirt. And this provides a great start to my latest rant about dirt bike shootouts and those ridiculous Bike of the Year bullshit awards. Advertisers know how to get inside our heads, and this stuff is great clickbait. Which was the best Enduro bike of 2018? Or, we compare the 300 two-strokes and let you know which is best. Or, here are our top 5 brands of anodized fuel tank caps. In many cases, there is money changing hands in the background. The winning manufacturer takes out lots of advertising in the magazine, or if it's online, the manufacturer's ads start rolling in the side panel. And some so-called reviews simply regurgitate the manufacturer's advertising drivel, and they pretend they wrote it themselves. Of course, not all magazines, bloggers and influencers are bribed like this, but many are to varying extents, and it pays to be very skeptical nowadays. If you do look hard enough, there are guys telling it like it is, like Trevor Hedge of McNews. To paraphrase sections of his editorial, what a total and utter crock of shit this motorcycle of the year stuff is, and the regular top 10 type drivel. Need to curry favour with a distributor? Come up with a category where you can give them an award without shaming yourself too much in the process. And everyone wins. Now, I normally roll my eyes at this stuff when it comes around this time of the year. But this year I have been alerted to a few winners in various minor categories, and this time they have taken the farce too far. Some of the machines chosen are simply so not deserving, they are just taking the piss out of their readers. Or even worse, misleading those that simply don't know any better. The whole thing has grown into a monumental scam from start to finish.
It doesn't look that slippery, but the clay here is like glass when it gets wet. Oh, there we go. Beat is going down everywhere.
What did you knock my bike off for? Guess I don't like it, yeah.
In another case, a guy who was former technical editor for Dirt magazine describes the offers they would get. For €200, they could buy their way into the best product section in a glossy bullshit magazine.
Yeah, it's slippery.
Very handy for claiming you won an award in your own magazine. And so in my worst American accent, Ed went on to say, personally, I think it's disgusting that brands are supporting this kind of thing. Like I said, it is completely dishonest to consumers and does no good for the industry as a whole. I urge all other bike companies to boycott any publication such as this, and even better, do as I have done and out them for who they really are. The people behind these things are making serious money, almost certainly far more than those who are doing it the honest way. Let's try and put an end to it. It will be better for everyone in the long run. when I came across a guy called Chris who said this in one of his posts. I believe 80 to 90% of motorcycle reviews are complete garbage. The amount of variables that go into a motorbike review muddy the water between a review and a sales pitch. Moto reviews are wholly independent upon the skill of the review writer. So what most outlets do in order to try to give their audience the fairest review is employ ex-racers or club track pros. While this does seem like a great idea, having a person with a ton of riding experience and skill, it doesn't make sense for the audience. And shootouts, what the fuck does this shit mean? Most of these bikes are different animals. It's like comparing a shark to a lion. There are so many variables that make every single one unreliable. Different riders, weight, how much power the bike produces, how comfortable the rider is to push the bike. All this and more change the outcome of the shootout. And most of the results of shootouts are tenths to hundredths of a second, which proves little to nothing. Stop shootouts. Just stop. I can't agree more, Chris.
Missed the momentum. The other guys did it well. Traction grippier on this side. I'm actually weighting the bike, but also just pushing very slightly forward with my feet. And she's still not going. Bloody hell. Sometimes just that tiny pressure with your feet is enough to do it, and then back up on the pegs. I just cannot grip. Yeah, I know. We got new tyres, so in the past I just haven't got up that at all. It's just spinning the whole way up. Oh.
Chris also talked about a particular bugbear of mine. I think it's insane that you have ex-racers doing the reviews. How many of us can really ride that hard? And do we even want to? Does it really matter to us if a pro rider could shave a second off his lap time with one brand, when most of us are more concerned with how reliable is the bike? How much do parts cost? Is the seat comfortable? Ex-racers trying to destroy a bike on a track is simply not a real-world test for most of us Gumbies.
Ben's gone bush. I think that wet log threw him down there. It can be very hard getting back up. You just can't see all the obstacles. Man. This looks so slippery. Bloody hell.
And talking about reliability, most reviews are simply a few hours or hopefully a day spent riding the bike.
It doesn't look hard, but man, it could potentially go so wrong. Oh, nicely done, man.
How can you fully test the bike in various types of terrain and weather in that short a time? So why not focus on things that matter, like how is the bike holding up after a year of riding? Personally, I think interviews with a pile of owners after a year or two will reveal much more important and relevant information. I'm feeling better already. It's so good to have a whinge, whine and a rant regularly. So in conclusion, get skeptical when it comes to bike reviews, magazines, blogs and especially any form of ad. Remember, advertising agencies specialise in using mind games to extract cash from you. And increasingly, this mentality is spreading throughout the dirt bike industry in subtle and not so subtle ways.